Okay guys, this time we're at the Victor Creek Trailhead. It's kind of hard to find. It's about at mile 20 of the Seward Highway, just south of the IRBI knife shop. Victor Creek is named after a man that homesteaded here, but the real story of Victor Creek happened in 1908 when a man named Harry Johnson was attacked by a bear. He was prospecting further up the river when he was attacked twice by a brown bear, probably with cubs, and was badly bitten in his arm and his back. But he had no broken bones and was able to walk 15 miles up the railroad before he was found and brought to Seward. But it wasn't the bear attack that made Harry Johnson famous. Harry Johnson arrived into the territory of Alaska in 1904. He immediately fell under the spell of the Northland and quickly made himself at home. He was a miner, a trapper, and a hardy outdoorsman. He established cabins in Resurrection Pass, Chickaloon, and many others spread across the Kenai. But unlike other trappers and miners, he kept each one meticulously clean and tidy, as if waiting for a special guest. And he was strong. Although he was short, about 5 foot 5 inches, he had only one working lung. He could outwork men twice his size. Carl Clark of Hope knew Harry well.
Harry was cut from a different cloth. That little booger, he could pack as much as he weighed. He's a tough little rat.
And then speaking to his independent, quiet nature,
he didn't want no help from nobody. People today don't know what hard living is really like.
But it wasn't mining, or trapping, or bear attacks that made Harry notable. It was his photography. Harry was an avid photographer in the early days of the 1900s. He carried his gear as he traversed the Kenai. This was no small feat, considering the size of the camera and fragile glass plates that recorded the images. Harry photographed every aspect of life on the eastern Kenai during the territory days of Alaska. What made his photography unique is that every photo seemed to tell a story. Now take a look at the following photos. Perhaps pause the video at each photo and examine each one closely. Look at the tools and the clothes. Examine the people. What are they doing? What kind of stories does the photo tell you? Yes, through Harry's lens, we truly get a sense of what life was like during this time period. But as technology evolved, so did his subjects. In 1928, Johnson acquired a graphics camera that was smaller and used film. Since it had a faster shutter speed, this suddenly opened up a world of photographing animals. He recorded porcupines lumbering along, squirrels outside his cabin window, and beavers coming out of the water. He was a perfectionist in all aspects of life, including his photography. Because of this, his photographs were published in several magazines and sold many of his images as postcards to those visiting the territory. In his later years, Harry Johnson became a favorite old-timer living in Moose Pass. He took photos of neighborhood children and spoke to groups about the pioneer days. As Diane Olthius put in her book about Harry, he was a reminder of old Alaska at its best, and he enjoyed the role. Harry's trail came to an end in 1965 when he passed away, leaving a legacy of himself and the era that he lived.